A very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, it is Monday morning, start of a brand new week and also the beginning of a very crucial budget session of Parliament. Well, all big news stories coming up in the next 30 minutes with a special focus on the budget session. Let us start the bulletin with the headlines. Budget session of Parliament to begin today with President's address to joint sitting of both houses, economic survey to be tabled, Finance Minister to present annual budget on 1st of February. Prime Minister Narendra Modi appeals for cooperation from all parties to make the session productive. Centre assures it is ready to discuss all issues as it looks to give a fresh push for the passage of Triple Talaq and OBC Commission bills. Prime Minister seeks cooperation of the youth in the fight corruption and black money, appeals to NCC cadets to help spread benefits of digital transactions. In the first Mann Ki Baat address of 2018, Hill's Women Power says sky is the limit for the country's women. Voting underway for by-elections to 3 Lok Sabha seats in Rajasthan and West Bengal. Polling also taking place for by-polls to 1 assembly seat in each of these states, counting to be held on 1st of February. And India short of a medal after ace boxers Mary Kom and Manoj Kumar advanced to the quarterfinals of the India Open Boxing Championship being held in New Delhi. At the Australian Open, Roger Federer beats Marin Cilic to bag the record 20th Grand Slam title. Our top focus, the budget session of Parliament will begin today and the first part of the session will be held till 9th of February. Today, on the first day of the session, President Ramnath Kovind will deliver his first address to the joint session of both houses of Parliament. Following this, the economic survey will be tabled. There will be no sitting of Parliament on 30th and 31st of January. The Union Budget will be presented by the Finance Minister on 1st of February. And the second part of the session will be held after a month-long recess from 5th of March to 6th of April. The Economic Survey is the flagship annual document of the Ministry of Finance. It gives a detailed account of the various sectors of the economy and overall economic scenario of the country in the past years and provides for an outline for the year ahead. It analyzes the trends in agricultural and industrial production, infrastructure, employment, money supply, prices, imports, exports, foreign exchange reserves and other relevant economic factors. India's first economic survey was presented in the year 1950-51. Up to 1964, it was presented along with the Union Budget. From 1964 onwards, it has been delinked from the budget. The economic survey is prepared by the Economic Division of the Department of Economic Affairs in the Finance Ministry under the guidance of the Chief Economic Advisor. The final version of the economic survey is scrutinized by the Finance Secretary and finally approved by the Union Finance Minister. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sought the cooperation of all political parties to collectively make the budget session a successful one. During the discussion at the all-party meet held on Sunday, Prime Minister Modi also said that the budget session is very important and that his government is taking all the suggestions made by the opposition parties very sincerely. Now, terming the all-party meet as a fruitful, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Anand Kumar said that the centre hopes to pass Triple Talaq bill by persuading all the parties to pass it unanimously in the upper house. The centre also hopes to consolidate its support among backward classes by giving constitutional status to the OBC Commission. The Prime Minister also stressed the need to strengthen the system of parliamentary committees where members spoke freely in the absence of media and deliberated on the issues of national interest. He urged all political parties to avoid tokenism in the standing committees of Parliament and asked them to give concrete solutions to the issues of national importance. The all-party meeting, a convention before every session of Parliament, was attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Ministers Rajnath Singh, Arun Jaitley and Anant Kumar, as well as the leaders of opposition and other parties.
तलाक के बिद्दत को खारिज करने वाला बिल तो अभी लोकसभा में पारित हो चुके हैं और हम उम्मीद करते हैं राज्यसभा में भी वो पारित होगा और आम सहमति से पारित होगा। जो संसदीय स्थायी समिति का प्रक्रिया है पार्लियामेंट के स्तर पर, संसद के स्तर पर, वो देश के लिए एक रोल मॉडल बन सकता है। ये कहा इसको और तंदुरुस्त करे, इस प्रणाली को पूरा देश के लिए हम अपना सकते हैं। सभी प्रदेशों में, सभी विधानसभाओं में ये स्थायी समिति का प्रणाली को अपना सकते हैं, ये माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने गौर किया।
And a meeting of party leaders in the Lok Sabha was also called by Speaker Sumitra Mahajan on the eve of the budget session of Parliament. Speaker Sumitra Mahajan said that all leaders have assured the smooth functioning of the House. She said that the House would have 8 sittings in the first part of the budget session starting today, during which 19 out of a total of 36 hours would be devoted to the discussion on the vote of thanks to the President's address and the Union budget for 2018-19.
कई सारे विषय तो आए हैं और उन सभी विषयों पे हम कोशिश करेंगे अकोमोडेट करें। अभी तो सब लोगों ने प्रस्ताव दिया है कि हम कोऑपरेट करेंगे, तो मैं मानती हूँ कि ये बजट सेशन हमारा ठीक से चलेगा।
All right, my colleague Vineet Dikshit is now joining us on the phone line for more on that story. Vineet, a very good morning. So Parliament's budget session begins today, during which the centre is hoping to pass the triple talaq bill and also the bill to give a constitutional status to the commission on other backward castes, among other bills, of course. And of course, the session will begin with the customary President's address to joint sitting of both the houses. What all can we expect to happen today?
Well, Aishwarya, the President's address will give a fair idea of what the government of the day wants to do in the next 1 year. It will give us a brief roadmap, a brief description of the days ahead, the forward plannings, what the political parties are calling. The President's address would give us a window into the next years of development, the proposed schemes which the government would like to introduce. The President's address would also give a small brief of what the government has done in the past, in the couple of years, but particularly last year. And this is a very important window because soon after the President's address today, the government will also introduce the budget survey, the economic survey, which would give a very brief idea with the facts and figures of what the budget might look like, the figures such as the GDP figures and the finer nuances of the economic survey. Aishwarya?
Right, and of course, Vineet, Prime Minister Modi is saying that the government is taking the suggestions of the opposition parties very sincerely as far as this session of Parliament is concerned. And of course, this session is even more important because this is going to be the last budget of the Modi government before the general elections that are due next year.
Exactly. Next year, the budget will be a vote on account budget around this time next year. And this would be a very important year ahead for Modi government. The President's address would give a very, very confirmed window of what the government of the day wants in the next 12 months, the schemes, the new schemes, if there are any. It will give a very brief idea. The budget session normally starts with the President's address, then the economic survey, and then the main budget speech. As there will be no sitting of both the houses today and day after tomorrow, the economic survey will be laid on the table first in Lok Sabha, half an hour after the President. And around 45 minutes after the President's address, the Rajya Sabha will meet, wherein the Finance Minister will come and lay on the table a copy of the economic survey. Aishwarya?
All right. Thank you so much, Vineet, for all those updates on that story. Let's move on to some other news now. Voting for the by-elections to 3 Lok Sabha seats and 2 assembly seats in Rajasthan and West Bengal is underway. In West Bengal, by-polls are underway. The by-polls, one in Uluberia Lok Sabha constituency in the Havra district and the second one in Neopara assembly seat in North 24 Parganas, is being conducted amidst tight security. The seats fell vacant after the incumbent in Uluberia Lok Sabha seat, Sultan Ahmed of Trinamool Congress, and Madhusudan Ghosh of the Congress party in Neopara assembly seat died in 2017. Meanwhile, voting is also underway in Ajmer and Alwar in Rajasthan for the Lok Sabha by-polls. The seats fell vacant after the demise of the sitting MPs Sanwarlal Jat and Mahant Chand Nath. And polling is also underway for one assembly seat of Mandalagar in Rajasthan as well. The counting for the by-polls will take place on 1st of February. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed the country's women power in his first address on his monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat for 2018. Prime Minister Modi said that women have contributed a lot in the positive transformation being witnessed in our country and society. Now, highlighting their contribution, the Prime Minister said that there are no upper limits for Nari Shakti. The Prime Minister also highlighted the transparency that has been brought about in finalizing the Padma Awards. The Prime Minister also spoke about the Jan Aushadhi centres and highlighted how these centres have made healthcare affordable.
ये देखकर काफी खुशी होती है कि भारत में आज महिलाएं हर क्षेत्र में तेजी से आगे बढ़ रही हैं और देश का गौरव बढ़ा रही हैं। यह नारी शक्ति पूरे देश को, सारे समाज को, परिवार को एकता के सूत्र में बांधती है। आज देश और समाज में हो रहे सकारात्मक बदलाव में देश की नारी शक्ति की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका है। पूरी प्रक्रिया ऑनलाइन हो जाने से ट्रांसपेरेंसी आ गई है। एक तरह से इन पुरस्कारों की चयन प्रक्रिया का पूरा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो गया है। आपका भी इस बात पर ध्यान गया होगा कि बहुत सामान्य लोगों को पद्म पुरस्कार मिल रहे हैं। ऐसे लोगों को पद्म पुरस्कार दिए गए हैं जो आमतौर पर बड़े-बड़े शहरों में, अखबारों में, टीवी में, समारोह में नजर नहीं आते हैं। अब पुरस्कार देने के लिए व्यक्ति की पहचान नहीं, उसके काम का महत्व बढ़ रहा है।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also sought the country's youth's cooperation in his fight against corruption, saying that none will be spared in his anti-graft exercise. Prime Minister Modi, while interacting with National Cadet Corps cadets at a function in New Delhi on Sunday, said that once the youth of India decide something, everything is possible. The Prime Minister said that the fight against corruption and black money is a fight for the future of India's youth and it won't stop. Prime Minister Modi further sought the help of NCC cadets and other youngsters in spreading digital transaction in the country, saying that it will curb corruption. Modi also made a strong pitch for the use of Aadhaar, saying that it has added a great strength to India's development by curbing leakages and helping government money reach its target beneficiaries. Prime Minister Modi also urged all the stakeholders of the NCC to think about a plan of action for taking it to a higher level by 2023 when the body turns 75.
मैं नहीं मानता हूं मेरे देश का कोई नौजवान अब भ्रष्टाचार को सहने के लिए तैयार है। मेरे देश के लिए जीने मरने वाले नौजवान हो, मैं आपसे मदद चाहता हूं। इस लड़ाई के लिए आप मेरे साथ सिपाही बन के आ जाइए। आइए हम मिलकर के भारत को इस दीमक से मुक्ति दिला दें, तो देश के गरीबों के हक की लड़ाई हम जीत पाएंगे। हम बुराइयों को मिटाते हैं, उसका सबसे ज्यादा फायदा मेरे देश के गरीबों को होता है।
And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
What is a finance bill? This contains the government's proposals for levying new taxes and modifying the existing tax structure, or even continuing the existing one beyond the period approved by Parliament. It is submitted to Parliament along with the budget. From a regional power to an assertive global leader.
Image building is a very complex exercise. You can gain on some fronts, but you can lose on other fronts.
India is changing and there will have to be give and take. The old days of colonialism are over.
We have a strategic partnership agreement that includes areas of cooperation in all fields, including security and defense.
India is taking confident strides on the global stage.
Pakistan is now Terroristan.
New friendships, stronger ties. Join me, Tracy Shilshi, every Monday at 10 p.m. as I speak to India's foreign policy elite. Catch all the action on India's World, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Concepts that excite, ideas that deliver, policies that perform.
अगर आप वेल्थ के साथ वेलनेस चाहते हैं तो भारत में आइए.
Budget 2018 will not only assess economic milestones but also pave the way for higher economic growth.
भारत ऐसा देश हो जो निराशा से मुक्त हो, आशा से युक्त हो.
Watch Rajya Sabha TV special shows for good and simplified coverage of the budget.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu met the National Services Scheme or NSS volunteers who participated in the Republic Day Parade 2018 on Sunday. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Rajya Singh Rathore was also present at the occasion. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu greeted the students of NSS for a bright future. A memento was also presented to the Vice President on the occasion. And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Sunday also greeted the tableau artists and tribal art guests who participated in the Republic Day Parade this year. About 2,000 tableau artists and tribal guests, including officials and support staff, participated during the event. The Vice President said that performance of different artists from different parts of the country on one platform reflected the unique identity of our nation, unity in diversity. The Vice President further added that these cultural events bring national harmony and universal brotherhood. Now, artists from Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Tripura, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh participated in the Republic Day performances. And Vijay Gokhale will assume charge as the new Foreign Secretary today. Vijay Keshav Gokhale succeeds S. J. Shankar and will have as the foreign secretary. Now, Gokhale, considered an expert on China especially, had played a key role in negotiations to resolve the 73-day-long Doklam standoff between Indian and Chinese troops last year. Now, let's get you all the news from around the globe in World Wrap. Separatists in southern Yemen have seized government buildings in the city of Aden amid fierce clashes with the forces of President Mansour Hadi. Dozens of people are reported injured and at least 10 people have died. Fighting subsided late on a Sunday evening as both the sides ordered their forces to stand down. Government forces called on Yemen's Arab neighbors as well to intervene and help calm the situation. Prime Minister Ahmed bin Dagher has accused the separatists of mounting a coup. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has been detained by the police in Moscow after he joined a rally in support of a presidential election boycott. The detention came moments after Navalny appeared at a rally to urge voters to boycott what he said would be a rigged presidential election in the month of March. Navalny has been barred from running in the 18th of March election, which polls show that incumbent President Vladimir Putin is on track to win easily. And Afghanistan's government declared a day of mourning on Sunday after more than 100 people were killed in a suicide bombing on Saturday in Kabul. Funerals took place and relatives searched hospitals for any survivors in the Saturday incident. Attackers drove an ambulance past a police checkpoint to get to a crowded street in a district full of government buildings and embassies. The Taliban said that it was behind the attack. It was the deadliest attack in Afghanistan for months and took a week after an attack on a Kabul hotel in which 22 people were killed. Let's get you all the sporting action now. Ace Indian boxers Mary Kom and Commonwealth Games champion Manoj Kumar have advanced to the quarterfinals of the India Open International Boxing Tournament in New Delhi. Five-time world champion MC Mary Kom beat Varsha Chaudhary in the light fly category, while Olympian Manoj Kumar overcame Kenya's Kimathi Jacob in the welterweight division. Among the foreign stars, the Philippines' Hosie Gaboko, Finland's Marijut Portkonen, Thailand's Bunjog Sinsiri and Mongolia's Erdine Unachimeg have advanced to the next round. Around 223 boxers from 22 different countries are participating in the event. News from the Australian Open, where Roger Federer retained his men's singles title at the tournament, defeating 6-seed Marin Cilic of Croatia in 5 sets, 6-2, 6-7, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1. And with the win, Federer clinched a record 20 Grand Slams. And in the women's singles, Danish tennis star Caroline Wozniacki clinched the title, beating Simona Halep 7-6, 3-6, 6-4. And in the mixed doubles, a Croatian-Canadian team of Mate Pevic and Gabriela Dabrowski beat India's Rohan Bopanna and his Hungarian partner Timea Babos 2-6, 6-4, 11-9. And the last day of the IPL auction held in Bengaluru saw franchises bidding aggressively for the specialist bowlers like Jaydev Unadkat and Andrew Tye. Now, they were bought by Rajasthan Royals and Kings 11 Punjab at a whopping amount of 11.5 crore and 7.3 crore rupees respectively. Unadkat beat KL Rahul and Manish Pandey to become the most expensive Indian player. Now, many big players like Hashim Amla, Lasith Malinga, Martin Guptill, Joe Root, Dale Steyn, Maury Morkel, Corey Anderson and Sean Marsh did not find any takers. While big-hitting West Indian opener Chris Gale was lucky in the third round when he was bought by Kings 11 Punjab at a base price of 2 crore rupees after remaining unsold twice. This IPL also saw its first ever Nepalese player Sandeep Lamichhane being brought by Delhi Daredevils at 20 lakh rupees. The 11th edition of the IPL T20 tournament will start in Mumbai on 7th April and it will end on 28th of May. And that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. But news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching.